From Caulfield here in Melbourne, also Randwick in Sydney, the big program at Morfordville in South Australia this afternoon, including, of course, the running of the Goodwood Handicap and the South Australian Oaks, and also racing up at Doomben today, where the carnival, pardon me, is in full swing. So, a big coverage of racing. We've got about 33 races to bring you this afternoon, and hopefully you might be able to find plenty of winners throughout the day. Well, in fact, our first event has already been run and won, and that was the first event from Randwick in Sydney this afternoon. The scratching was number 14, Kota Koi, and we were left with a field of 13. That was run at round about 10 minutes to 12. So let's take a look at the replay of the opening race at Randwick in Sydney.
All in, racing this time. Melissa's Bell didn't jump all that speedily. Reasoning and Mayo Boom best out. Commencing well, Vogue on solid. Here's Melissa's Bell burning up to head them all off. Then Lost for Words, Paris, Miss Kilmore. Midfield is the Grey Flight Schedule. Then Solam, followed by Allotment, Dream Royale, and then comes No Tolerance. And Smooth and Swift is last. 800 to go. Melissa's Bell inclined to climb at the crossing. Leads a length and a half, Mayo Boom. Third, Reasoning, the outside. Flight Schedule fourth on the rails. Paris, Miss fifth on the outside of Vogue on Sonnet. 2 lengths to Kilmore on the outside of Salam, and then Lost for Words and Smooth and Swift Allotment, 2.5 Dream Royale, and No Tolerance is trailing. Melissa's Bell is the leader on the point of the corner. 3/4 of a length on the second elect, and that is Mayo Boom. A length the Reasoning, Flight Schedule the inside, looking for the run as the leader hangs a shade. Melissa's Bell, and Mayo Boom takes over at the 300 metres. Mayo Boom a half length on Melissa's Bell, a length the Reasoning under the whip, and Flight Schedule not getting a lot of room. A length Vogue on Solid inside the 200, Reasoning out after Mayo Boom. Flight Schedule back to the inside, Reasoning on the outside is doing better than Mayo Boom, running on pretty well Flight Schedule, but Reasoning draws away, and Reasoning 3/4 Mayo Boom, third on the inside Flight Schedule, then Solam and Vogue on Sonnet, Kilmore, Paris Miss, Melissa's Bell weakened badly, then came Allotment and No Tolerance, Smooth and Swift, Lost for Words, and last Dream Royale.
Another winner to Bart Cummings and John Marshall. The first start of Reasoning in the first event. The Grosvenor Colt number 10 paid $4.10 and $1.25. Second number 4 Mayo Boom 60, and third number 2 Flight Schedule $1.10. The Quinella was $12 and the Trifecta $78.30. That's the result of race 1 in Sydney this afternoon. The second take out number 14 Senor Jester. The third is clear. Race 4 first leg of the quadrella, scratching number 11 Pipe Dreams. Race 5, the Hawksburn Handicap is clear in a field of 18. Race 6, take out number 3, Mob Law. The 7th event, scratchings are 7, Walhalla Girl, and 10, Evening Rise, 7 and 10. And from the final event on the card at Caulfield, take out number 2, Our Ravens Gold. A total of 6 scratchings for Caulfield today. Now the scratchings for Sydney, of course the first event over and done with, so let's check the forward scratchings. Race 2, take out 10, Rising Rhythm. The third event, 4, Major Edition comes out. Race 4, number 5, Count Vincent. Race 5, scratchings are 1, Cruising, 6, Miss Goodman, and 11, Viking Bronze. The 6th event, take out 2, Careless Love, 4, K Lion, and 10, Sailor V. Race 7 is clear. Race 8, take out 5, Stately Image, and the final event in Sydney is clear. Adelaide scratchings now, and we have 11 to report there on a fast track. A fine day for the big program. Race 1 in Adelaide, take out 11, La Gondola, and 18, Spires. The second event, the scratching is number 7, Joanne Liu. The third, number 2, The Brotherhood is out. Race 4, number 9, Truism. The 5th event is clear. Race 6, take out 7, Musical Habit. The 7th event, scratchings the emergency 17, 18 and 19, God's Girl, Aurora Peakins, Ambrelic. And the last in Adelaide, take out 11, Game Master, and 13, Wise Comedy, a total of 11 scratchings. Now Brisbane, 9 scratchings to report there. Race 1, 4, Dark Charmer, 7, Gypsy Rogue, 13, Avo Jean, and 22, Our Flynn. The second is clear. The third, number 13, Sweet Talinga, comes out. Race 4 is clear, and so is race 5. The Magic Millions graduation, race 6, take out 1, Archland, 9, Cool Card, 11, Pandur Khan, and 18, Clubber Longe. And from races 7 and 8, there are no scratchings to report. So there you have the scratchings for all venues today, with 4 venues to be covered: Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide and Brisbane. Lots of racing to come up in the next 5 hours here on Grandstand. We wish you the best of luck, and we'll be back with our experts Jenny Chapman and our very special guest Robert Heffernan after this break.
We all know that
for the first event for the program. Now they're just about ready here. Barry's Gold, the favourite from Purposefully. That's the way they'll line up for the evening race. Good betting duel between the two. The race over 10 hurdles. Light is flashing for the evening race here at Caulfield. The gates are back and they're racing. And they've broken in a pretty good line too, with Wagal out wide and the prominent pink colours one of the first away. Going quickly is the favourite now, Barry's Gold. And here's the first of 10 flights, and Barry's Gold handled it well. He's just in front of In Control, and Wagal out wide a third, a length further back Quapel. Then came over on the inside Nobilis Roman, and they're followed by Purposefully and Sugar Drought out 3 deep as they come to the next. About 2 or 3 lengths further back, Shift Me By, Belvari, and over on the inside Italian Verdict. Gone over 8 hurdles to get over. They've got about 2,500 metres to go and coming up to the home turn. And the favourite straight out with a nice handy lead, Barry's Gold, out about 3 lengths in front of In Control on the outside of Quapel. 2 to Wagal over on the inside, Nobilis Roman. Very deep is Sugar Drought and pulling. Then Purposefully, followed by Italian Verdict on the inside of Shift Me By, and Belvari out 3 deep. Down to the one of the 250 metre mark, and the leader eased up it a little, but he got away with the Barry's Gold, about 2 in front. In Control is second. A half over on the inside as they come down the straight now into third placing when Quapel. 2 lengths further back then Wagal from Nobilis Roman, Purposefully out 3 deep. The leader pecked that one. Then Sugar Drought, followed on the inside of him by Belvari. Italian Verdict got up on the rail, and 2 to Shift Me By. Out of the straight they swing, and they've got about 2,000 metres to go, and Barry's Gold with a nice handy lead in front. And out of the straight he goes, Barry's Gold, about 2.5 to Quapel, 2 to In Control, a length Wagal. A length further back, Nobilis Roman on the inside as they go to the one at the 1800. The leader jumped it well. Purposefully is up on the outside now, running to 6th, and they're followed by Italian Verdict. A length and a half, Belvari, 3 lengths to Shift Me By, and 2 to Sugar Drought. Heading up towards the double. Up the hill they go, 1,600 metres out. Barry's Gold on his own, about 2 in front of Quapel as he draws to the next flight. Over it in front, about a length and a half, Quapel, and Wagal made ground, and the leader shifted away from the fence. 2 further back In Control, Purposefully, and then Italian Verdict, Nobilis Roman. 2 to Belvari, 4 then to Shift Me By, and Forget Sugar Drought. Over the one at the 1,400. Barry's Gold has a tendency to lay away from the rail, but he's out a length and a half, Quapel, and ahead away third, Wagal. 3 further back, Purposefully moving up on the outside of Italian Verdict on top of the hill of the 1,200. They're 3 in front there of back in the field In Control on the outside of Nobilis Roman. 4 lengths to Belvari, 5 to Shift Me By, and Forget Sugar Drought. Coming down the railway side now, they've got 1,000 metres to go. Barry's Gold a length in front. Now he's calling on Purposefully, and he's striding around the outside under a bit of pressure to go out after this leader. They kick 2 lengths in front of Wagal, and then In Control, followed by Italian Verdict and Quapel. Coming to the hurdle of the 800 metre mark, Barry's Gold jumped it well. A length and a half in front now. Nobilis Roman In Control and Purposefully having a crack at the leader. A length further back, Italian Verdict, 2 to Wagal, and 3 further back, then Quapel, and then Belvari. Coming up to the one of the 600. Barry's Gold jumping well, about a neck in front. On the outside, Nobilis Roman out after him. A length further back, Italian Verdict. Purposefully not going too well, dropping out with In Control. On the turn they come, 500 out. Nobilis Roman went up to Barry's Gold. They're 3 in front of Italian Verdict, who's sticking to the rail, and they're well clear of Purposefully and Forget In Control. It's Nobilis Roman going to Barry's Gold, put his head in front. They bumped on the turn. They draw to the last in front of Italian Verdict. Nobilis Roman on the outside, landed ahead in front, but Barry's Gold comes again on the inside. They settle down to a great battle. Barry's Gold on the inside again got to the lead from Nobilis Roman and Italian Verdict. And the favourite's finding plenty. He's drawing away. And after being headed off, he's coming again, Barry's Gold. The draw clear. Barry's Gold by 2 lengths to Nobilis Roman, 2 to Italian Verdict third. Then Purposefully, a good gap then to In Control, Quapel. Then Wagal, followed by Shift Me By, Belvari, and completing the course but tailed off is Sugar Drought. Winner of the opening race here. Here's Barry's Gold. He was headed off just after they jumped the last, but only momentarily because he drew back, came again, and the fact that he's a good handy horse in the flat, he was able to draw clear. And that's now 4 in a row, 3 hurdles and 1 flat for Barry's Gold, the opening favourite here in the first event at Caulfield. Number 1, Barry's Gold, P. Goss the winner. Nobilis Roman looked a big chance of beating the favourite when they went over the last together. Number 2 is second. And third is Italian Verdict, number 5, ridden by P. Delaney. Numbers are 1, 2 and 5, 1, 2, 5 on the opening race. I should pay total.
Number 1, Barry's Gold, $1.10 and 65. Second, 2, Nobilis Roman, $2. Third, 5, Italian Verdict, $1.10. Quinella paid $9.65, and the trifecta was $85.10. The numbers 1, 2, 5, correct weight on the first at Caulfield. Now, runners moving in pretty well for race 2 in Sydney. Only about 3 to move in for this, the second division of the Homestead Handicap, and number 10, Rising Rhythm, is the scratching, and a field of 12 to run. The first event went to Reasoning, Johnny Marshall, Second placing to Maya Boom, number 4, and third, number 2, Flight Schedule. There's the starter coming around to his platform for the start of race 2 in Sydney. And they're racing on a good track there today, and it's a fine day. Last couple moving into the stalls. We're standing by to join Ian Craigs, who I think we can take you to, Ian, for his call of the second event.
The second division of the Homestead Handicap, and the starter's on his stand now. Ready to run. Solo Minstrel, a little edgy, drawn in about 5 with the blinkers. Racing, Solo Minstrel slow and standing there, Portfolio missing at 5 lengths. And Zach's Reward didn't jump well, and Generation Gap speeding up on the inside goes to the lead from Ministry narrowly. Market Gold, third, fourth is Sachs, and then Star Maverick, star position, Solo Minstrel, followed by Portfolio. A length, the Great Impact on the inside and getting out of its ground, Sesqui, and the same for Blotto and 2 Zach's Reward. 700 to go, and Ministry is the leader, about 3/4 to a length Saxon. Third, Market Gold. Star Maverick, fourth, and fifth, Generation Gap losing ground, followed then by Portfolio and wider out Solo Minstrel. 2-star position, 4 or 5 lengths further back, Great Impact, Blotto, followed by Sesqui, and Zach's Reward is last on the turn for home. And the leader is Ministry, tackled however by Star Maverick. Third, another length and a half away, Portfolio, who's made up a heap of ground after bluing the start, and then comes Market Gold at the 300, and Cavallo had taken Star Maverick to the lead. On the outside, Portfolio's under the whip, Solo Minstrel sticking on, and then Market Gold followed by Ministry, but Star Maverick at the 100, it's all Star Maverick, kicked away in fact from Market Gold, and then Portfolio running home pretty well as Generation Gap again, but as they reach the line, it's a good win to Star Maverick. Second on the inside was Market Gold, and third, Portfolio. What a great run here after bluing the start. Then came at the head of the others, Generation Gap. Further back in the field was on the outside Solo Minstrel, and then Ministry, Sesqui, Zach's Reward, star position, Great Impact, Blotto, and last in was Saxon.
Numbers as called by Ian are 1, 4 and 9, and here we see Star Maverick with Apprentice A. Cavallo riding hands and heels over the last 100 metres, and it went on to win in that fashion. Second placing going to Market Gold, number 4, and third should be number 9, Portfolio, a big run, 1, 4 and 9, race 2. Now the third is the Gallery Port Hand, 90 cents for the place. Market Gold, second, number 4, paid 130. Third, 9, Portfolio, 95 cents. Quinella was $9.80, and the trifecta, $86 even, 1, 4 and 9. OK, we're past the starting time of the first event in Brisbane, and already they're running late. Let's hope that that is not a sign of things to come.
All set. Let's see how good he is, Zetatave. Ready to jump. Racing now, off to a pretty good start. Paris Weekend began quickly, and Zetatave came out running. He's going up in search of the lead in the early part with Bold Goddess. Ordale began OK, and so too did Casino Rose, then Superior Rank and Lord Aaron. Further back was Tuperno, who's trapped out fairly deep. Over on the inside is Come On Fred. Midday Edition, very particular, dashing Des Gracewell a long way back with Black Apache quite definitely. And Mega's down towards the rear of the field. Heading down the side, 750 metres to go. Paris Weekend, the leader, a neck in front. Zetatave running second. Superior Rank is the length away third. Then Bold Goddess, Casino Rose, Lord Aaron, Come On Fred. But I bite to Perno. Over on the inside is Ordale, dashing Des, picking up ground. Gracewell, Midnight Edition. For the back, Black Apache, Silent Mima, then Fire of Tawina. Second last, Mega, quite definitely last of all. The big two come to the bend. 400 metres to go. Paris Weekend just in front of Zetatave. They've kicked away their two in front of Superior Rank, who went a little bit wide on the turn. Over in fourth spot on the rails is Bold Goddess. 250 metres to go. Zetatave moved up on the outside. Hall said, let's go, big fella. He's raced to the front. Zetatave booted about a length clear of Paris Weekend. They're 10 lengths in front of Bold Goddess. But this is a canter for Zetatave. Zetatave, he's loafing at the end. He slaps him up, puts his mind on the job, and he wins it by a length and a half. Paris Weekend second, 10 lengths away third, Bold Goddess. Followed in by very particular Come On Fred, and then Lord Aaron, Tuperno quite definitely. Further back was Midday Edition, and then Superior Rank, who ran a nice race, really. Black Apache, Fire of Tawina, Lord Aaron, then Gracewell. Further back was Ordale, Mega, dashing Des, Silent Mima, and Casino Rose, last of all.
Numbers 12, 18 and 14 as called by Wayne Wilson after the running of the first event in Brisbane, and a comfortable win to Zetatave, ridden by Greg Hall. Couldn't get near the rail, but still far too strong for Paris Weekend, number 18, and 14, Bold Goddess third, 12, 18, 14. Let's check the approximates for race 2 now. And in the second event, Gems Toy, number 3, the Tobin Bronze Stakes, number 2, the Brotherhood comes out. Now, they look as though they might be just about all in. standing by for the light to flash on top of the gates. Lights on, so let's go to Adelaide for the first.
Out wide. But they're set now, they're racing, missing at Grangle on the inside, jumping pretty quickly towards the inside. Archivist was going quickly out wide. Bernster Moore's going hard in the early stages with Miss Deborah, and also Prosperous Lady. Glowing Adelaide back towards the inside was driving through in the early stages. Just behind them, Lyrical Vine Rack will star up in that pack with Baldanza. A couple of lengths into Sunny Prince back on its inside, Heroic Vintage. Further back, Born Hero Dacian on the inside. Well back then, Karen Kate from Red Musetta, well out of it, Northern Pleasure, and so too Starter Loire and Grey Angle last of all on the turn, and on the inside it's Glowing Adelaide. Major Ainsley's moved up on the outside to apply pressure. Lyrical Vine swinging off the rails from behind them from Baldanza, then Heroic Vintage the inside, wider out Archivist, Prosperous Lady down the outside, then Rack will start further back, Sunny Prince inside the 200, Glowing Adelaide led, but Lyrical Vine on the outside, race to it quickly now. Lyrical Vine takes the lead, running on Sunny Prince and Heroic Vintage. Lyrical Vine in front, Heroic Vintage not going straight, and it's Lyrical Vine by 3/4. Sunny Prince gets second from Heroic Vintage. In fourth placing down towards the inside, Glowing Adelaide with wide out Karen Kate, then Born Hero Baldanza further back in the field. Red Musetta made some ground. They are followed home then by Major Ainsley, Archivist, Miss Deborah. Prosperous Lady finished a fair way back from Northern Pleasure. Dace in Rackwell Star, Starter Loire. Dance to More was one of the last to pull up with Grey Angle.
Numbers 12, 19 and 1 as called by Peter Smith in the first event in Adelaide this afternoon. The winner, number 12, and that is Lyrical Vine, ridden by Michael Clark and trained by Colin Hayes. So the top pair combining again. Second placing to 19, Sunny Prince, and third one, Heroic Vintage. Approximates for race 2, Joanne Luna for the win and 55 cents for the place. Second number 18, Paris Weekend, 50 cents. Third number 14, Bold Goddess, $3.25. Quinella paid 90 cents. And the trifecta, $26.20. All candidates are at the stalls for race 2 at Caulfield.
Blaze of Blue, the unraced Bletchingley colt from the Bart Cummings stable. Explosive Blue has got through the front. Cap. Fine good. Set to run, lights on. Racing, Manataya has jumped, probably missed it about a half length actually, and Good Time Dancer away quickly with Catherine the Great. Going fast up towards the lead, Shea Vallon, and just behind the Manatara. Going quickly up on the inside now, Preacher Man the inside, and Shea Vallon lead from Ben Barra King. And Catherine the Great further out, further back was Manataya going up to fourth. He's about 3 deep around the outside there of Explosive Blue from Trendy Bay. Then Mighty Typhoon, a gap, Cherry Hills. Further back, Compare from Good Time Dancer, a good gap in the field then to King Fever. The last two are Port of Biscay and Private Enterprise. On the turn they race now, and the favourite under a bit of pressure here. Shea Vallon out wide in front. Over on the inside, Preacher Man and Mighty Typhoon got a run on the fence. Manataya back behind them under a lot of pressure, and down the outside, Trendy Bay. Shea Vallon in front, Trendy Bay moved up quickly on the outside. Preacher Man went back and skittled the favourite, but on the outside, Trendy Bay, Shea Vallon fighting it out from Mighty Typhoon. Trendy Bay's got it set in front, River Line. Trendy Bay just in front, Cherry Hills flying. Oh, very tight this. Cherry Hills out of the ground and Trendy Bay. Nothing between them from Shea Vallon back on the inside. Then further back was Compare, followed by Benbara King, Mighty Typhoon. Then Manataya, he missed it slightly and didn't have much luck in the straight, followed by Explosive Blue, Good Time Dancer, Catherine the Great. And on the outside would have been King Fever, Port of Biscay from Preacher Man, Private Enterprise. One of the last in. And here's Jewel of Biscay just trotting past the line about 200 metres behind them. Judge calling for the photo here. Trendy Bay has gone up in the black with the orange cap and the blinkers to go up and get to Shea Vallon, was going to win. And behind them was Cherry Hills, who was blocked for a run. But once the jockey here, Willits, was able to turn him sideways and get to the outside, he sprouted wings over them. Just when Trendy Bay looks certain to win over Shea Vallon, Cherry Hills has flashed to it. The judges call for the developed print here, and very, very, very tight. The rail out 9 metres. And I wouldn't like to say which way it'd go here, Cherry Hills and Trendy Bay, and it's desperately tight because the judge has called for the developed print. Did finish at a great rate on the post, Cherry Hills. And the last bound here over Trendy Bay, number 1, ridden by Detroit Fallu, and third, number 5, Shea Vallon, 7-1 and 5. 7-1-5, Cherry Hills, and the last stride by lunchtime from San Phelan. The Milson Group Holdings have the the 2-year-old here. The manager is Albert Nilsson and W.O. Tilbury, Bill Tilbury from Tasmania. Trained by Jeff Murphy. It's been wintering up in Queensland and raced up there in Queensland and has come back having its first run since late January. It's given bookmakers a good result here. Cherry Hills in the last stride.
Plate the numbers 7, 1 and 5. 7, 1 and 5 and the winner Cherry Hills. Second placing going to Trendy Bay and third Shea of Allen. Cherry Hills 1680 and 345. Trendy Bay 210. Shea of Allen 240. Quinella 83.95. Trifecta 1927.15 and the running double paid $58.50. If you want to check your watches, time signal going through now for 1 o'clock. Let's check the result in Adelaide. Race number 1 there, the winner Lyrical Vine number 12, 230 and 95. Second Sunny Prince 570, third Heroic Vintage $1.10, Quinella $60.85, Trifecta $911.35. Now they're all boxed in Sydney, just about set to go. Here's Ian Craig for his call of race 2.
This is a race for 3-year-olds. They're off this time. It was a nice line and a Moorfield Star at the end of 100 just in front of Halley's Princess, and then comes Mardi Gras Plover Cove. Turf Terror hard ridden to make ground over Lily Antoinette on the inside. A length to Please Reply, about 5 or 6 Flaming Road and 2 lengths to If Wishes. Coming by the 850 now. Moorfield Star and Halley's Princess going hammer and tong. 4 lengths clear of Mardi Gras, the fence Lily Antoinette, and between Lily Antoinette and Mardi Gras is Turf Terror. 1.5 Please Reply, 1 Plover Cove, a minute to Flaming Road, and 5 lengths further behind him as If Wishes. Onto the corner at the 500, Halley's Princess just leading from Moorfield Star. 3 Lily Antoinette, a length the Mardi Gras, Turf Terror hard ridden from Please Reply, and then comes at the head of the others as they straighten up for the run of the judge Plover Cove. 300 metres left to go here. Lily Antoinette, here she comes. Lily Antoinette's taken the lead. Please Reply goes after Lily. They've dropped the early leaders, and at the 200, Please Reply on the outside dashes away. 3/4 to a length on Lily Antoinette, and Plover Cove running to third but hanging in very badly, and then Mardi Gras, but Please Reply is going to win this effortlessly. Hands and Heels by Carmody. It's Please Reply 2.5 to Lily Antoinette, Plover Cove third, and then Flaming Road making up many lengths from Mardi Gras, then Turf Terror, Moorfield Star, If Wishes, and last Halley's Princess.
Numbers 6, 3 and 9, the winner Please Reply. Second placing to Lily Antoinette and third Plover Cove.
Beginning quickly near the inside and in the limelight, and Santa Brigida hard ridden in the early stages to go to the lead. Santa Brigida and Baghdad Boy, the joint leaders in the limelight. Board Game moving up on the outside, then Gems Toy, Nippy Blue. Narangbar over on the inside, Wonder Western Fantasy, Shorty Air Gold a bit deep, blazing in, Bagaroo getting back. So is Analysis Lad, Alston, Lord Foxing and Chip and Putt. 1,000 metres to go, Baghdad Boy given no peace in front at all is the joint leader with Board Game now, and Santa Brigida dropping in behind them. In the limelight, a length and a half away fourth, Wonder the favourite, Gems Toy, Shorty Air Gold improving on the outside, Wonder Western Fantasy, Nippy Blue, and then Narangbar blazing in, Bagaroo. Lord Foxing's out fairly deep but going forward, then Analysis Lad, Alston and Chip and Putt. Coming down the side, 600 metres to go. Baghdad Boy the inside, Board Game the outside. They're locked together. Santa Brigida third, in the limelight fourth. Shorty Air Gold moving up quickly on the outside, followed by Gems Toys being shuffled back at the moment. Gems Toys back behind a wall of horses and he can't get a crack at them. Straightening up now, 350 metres to go. Baghdad Boy kicked. He's almost a length in front of in the limelight. Shorty Air Gold. Western Fantasy down the outside. Where's the favourite? He's getting into the clear. He's steadily making ground, and Lord Foxing's coming from nowhere. 100 metres to go in the limelight. Grab the lead. Lord Foxing's going to be the danger on the outside. Western Fantasy, Baghdad Boy still there. Lord Foxing grabbed them and beat them. Lord Foxing first, in the limelight second. Third, Western Fantasy. Fourth, Baghdad Boy. Then Gems Toy, Chip and Putt. Blazing in, Shorty Air Gold, Narangbar. Followed home by Analysis Lad. Further back was Elston, and then Bagaroo, Santa Brigida and Board Game last of all.
8, 7 and 15 as called by Wayne. The winner Lord Foxing coming home with a wet sail to get up and score from In the Limelight, and third placing to Western Fantasy. 8, 7 and 15 with Mick Pelling, the winning rider aboard Lord Foxing in race 2. Now the third there is the Carnival handicap at 145. Now the line pretty good. Peter Smith standing by for the running of race 2, and they're off.
It's a meagre handicap, and Regal Dan bounced out pretty well towards the inside. Excels was also going up towards the early lead, so second will try to ease. Back in behind them then was Spot on Target, trapped a little wide Chapel Street. Poochera's Pride next between horses. Back on the inside, Bray Girl. Gilly settles down towards the tail and back to the tail. The last two are Terrific and Comic Ranger. They race past the 2,000 metre mark now, and Regal Dan on top, led out by a length and a half, nearly 2 lengths in fact. In second placing, Excels. Sir Sagamore parked up on the outside in fourth placing, and down on the inside of it there was Spot on Target. A length and a half further back in the field, Poochera's Pride. Not a lot of speed on here. In the centre, Chapel Street, and Gilly now was up 3 wide. Few of these starting to pull back in the field. Well back then to Terrific, going through in the centre now, with Bray Girl down on the inside, and out wider on the track was Comic Ranger. They've got 1,600 metres left to run, and Regal Dan led 2 lengths. Now Gilly has gradually worked around them, and it's going up to put a little bit more pace on up front, and Regal Dan speeds up as Gilly joins it. They're 2.5 clear now of Excels in third placing. 2 lengths away Sir Sagamore, and back on the inside then Spot on Target. In the all white next then was Chapel Street, and Poochera's Pride wide around it. Further back then to Bray Girl, which is pulling hard. Terrific well back in the centre there, and Comic Ranger, as they start to pack up a little now, was moving out 3 wide. Past the 1,200, and still Regal Dan led by 3 parts of a length. Sitting up on the outside, Gilly, and Poochera's Pride out 3 wide on the track. They're followed then by back on the inside, Spot on Target. Out 3 deep and 4 wide now, Chapel Street going forward from Excels. Sir Sagamore, after just being shuffled back a little there for a few strides, is now quickly going forward. And then Terrific. Comic Ranger also making ground right off the track. And last of all was Bray Girl. Well, they're all making their moves past the 800, where Gilly has gone to the front with Chapel Street on the outside. They've beat off Regal Dan. Then Sir Sagamore in the centre. Comic Ranger's come from well back to move up strongly about 4th. Further back in the field now, Terrific was also starting to come home pretty well from Poochera's Pride's excelled, and then further back in the field, Bray Girl, Spot on Target dropping out. The top of the straight, Gilly, joined by Chapel Street and Sir Sagamore. Terrific gets the run through in the centre though. Then Comic Ranger out wide on the track, and even Excels out deeper. Past the 200, Terrific went to the front from Gilly down on the inside. Excels further back from Sir Sagamore. Comic Ranger, Terrific in front. Excels on the outside, trying hard, but Terrific wins a length on the line. Second placing on the event goes to Excels, with Gilly battling away on the inside for third. They're clear of Sir Sagamore. Further back, Bray Girl making late ground from Poochera's Pride. Comic Ranger tiring at the finish. Then Chapel Street, Spot on Target, and the leader Regal Dan is knocked up to be last in.
Peter Smith calls them 4, 6 and 8. The winner Terrific, number 4, and the favourite Home. Second placing to number 6 Excels, and third number 8 Gilly. 4, 6 and 8 on race 2 in Adelaide. Only a small number 8 Lord Foxing, 6.50 and 1.45. In the limelight, number 7 3.25. 15 Western Fantasy, $8.15. The Quinella paid $43.90, and the trifecta $7,372.85. Candidates at the barrier for the third at Caulfield, the Bicentenary City of Caulfield handicap over 2,425 metres. No scratchings, a field of 12.
Number 3 on the program. Lighters on, and they're off and racing here at Caulfield, and they've jumped in a very good line too. Over on the inside, Triptych began well with Spotto, and further out Persianella. Wider out in the all-white colours is Flying Eskimo, and off the track early, but going to a prominent position is Square Dancer. Down past the 100-metre mark the first time. Square Dancer from the outside clears them. Leads a length and a half to Spotto, and a neck to Persianella third. Flying Eskimo a little deep out of the straight. In the centre there is Triptych, a length further back, Cromedy Lad on the outside of its Stardom Lane. A length further back then came Golden Sino, Komeda's Image. Mystic Monarch back third last on the outside of the Advisor, and 2 lengths to Quartermaster. 2,000 metres to go, and the leader Square Dancer got out with a nice break, about 3 lengths in front of Spotto. Persianella on the outside of it, 2 to Triptych, a half to Flying Eskimo.